Hey everyone, how's it going today? Welcome to The Dive. It's just me, Canadian Dave, because I have something I want to talk about to you today. And, well, it's a holiday here in Canada, so I got a few moments spend with you. So let's have a quick talk about Timothy Weah and his move to Olympique Marseill. And I got a little extra at the end for you. But first, please like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and get into all of our socials: X, Instagram, Spotify, Discord. All the links are in the description down below. Now let's get into it. All right, Timmy. He moved from Ligue 1 side Lille in July 2023 for a fee of 12 million euro, playing a total for Juve 3,757 minutes in all competitions. He has 7 goals, 6 assists in that time, playing primarily in that wingback role or some sort of variation thereof, depending on which one of the 3 managers he played for in that 2-year time. Sometimes a bit more of a winger, a bit more of a fullback, but generally somewhere in between. He was a depth piece. 12 million euros in 23 at the time. He was a depth. It is what he was. He was utilized as one. He performed as one. And that's not bad. That's kind of what you expect for $12 million. At least that's what most of us expected, and that's what we got. So no issue there, really. So after 2 years, he finds himself out of Weah's project. Allegri used him, Monti used him, Tudor, not so much. So he's being actively shopped around by Damien Comolli, our pseudo sporting director right now. So things haven't been very smooth. Or so they've been reported. These hyperbolic reporters, these journalists, these so-called journalists, if you will. You know who I'm talking about if you spend any time on Instagram or X, any of the social medias. However, it was alleged that there was a disagreement between Juve's management and Weah's agent, Badu Sambagoué. Alleged. Now, there might be, I'm told, a bit of truth that's coming out in the future once all the papers are signed. We'll see what happens there. This might be a little bit unfounded, but what was reported is that the agent was not happy with how Juve was playing hardball. That Jimmy, he wanted to move on. He wanted to get his playing time. He wanted to be with Juve. His dad, there's history there. He wanted to stay with Juve. But he wanted, obviously, to get minutes to play, to have a protagonist role in a team somewhere, so he was willing to move on to Marseille. Agreement was in place. Juve blocked it. So we don't know if there was a rift that happened there. What we do know is that Comolli was actually playing hardball. So that was technically true, that part of it. And Comolli came out last week, and he said, I am not giving any sort of deals to any team. We will extract fair market value for our players. And can you complain? Can you complain with that? I really can't. So Olympique Marseill came in with 13 million euros. Apparently some EPL teams came as well. And he's like, no, too cheap. I need more. You kind of want your management to get a fair deal. So I don't see what the issue was in that. And we do now see the numbers have come out. There is a here we go. So Romano, here we go. All the outlets are reporting what's going on here. No official word yet from Juve or Marseille. But here are the numbers. It's actually quite good. I'm happy that Comolli said no to the 13 million. So, caveat, of course, it is not official. Weah is still in Germany at training camp. He is not being allowed to move on as of time recording. It is 9 a.m. Eastern time on the 4th of August as we do this. But here's the numbers. And this is according to Sky. But there is an initial $1 million loan fee with an obligation to buy in 2026 next year at a $14 million fix plus $4 million bonus and a 10% sell-on clause. So that puts the potential value of this deal over 19 million. And sorry, I interchanged euros and dollars there. We're speaking euros. When you consider that Juve purchased Weah for 12 million 2 years ago, and that amortization, this looks good on the books. Now, we will report the hard numbers when we get those. Sal, some of you might know him. He's a resident Juve finance master, industry insider, and Juve shareholder. He's going to get us, as soon as it's released, the financial report. And we will have a dedicated video, like we did last year, going over the hard numbers. But until then, that is what is reported. And that's good. Honestly, that is a good deal. When you look at what he's valued, transfer market puts him 17 million, give or take. 13 was too low. So 14 million fixed for sure, plus all those bonuses, plus the sell-on clause. Man, I cannot complain. Like, he's a depth piece. You were never going to get tons of money off of him. You never really bought him as a turnaround piece, like an investment piece. This is a decent club-friendly deal, really, for both teams. It allows Marseille to amortize the numbers a little bit here as well on their end. I'm happy. Hopefully you guys are happy. Now that's the deal, but I got a little bit of beef. I want to get into this. Now I like Timmy. Timmy's great, but he was the only real transfer for Max Allegri in the summer of 2023. Yes, I'm going to Max. Now, there were some minor transfers. If you look at Transfermarkt, whatever, it's going to show a couple of things, like the obligation to buy for Locatelli. There were some loans that happened in that summer. But in terms of an actual player that joined the team and played for the team, didn't get immediately moved on, he was the only guy that Max had. In fact, when I visited Torino that summer, Timmy's name, he was plastered at the side of the transit bus, like the city bus. This was the big deal. This is all that Juve had that summer, that Timmy Weah, a $12 million purchase, was slathered all over the side of the... Yeah. You know, that's kind of the state of affairs, right? Now, call me an Allegriano. Whatever, I don't care. But here's the deal. Max still took that team with basically the non-market that he had, literally only Weah, and he took those players and ran with it. Now, what do we hear today in the media? Oh, Tudor wants more players. He needs more players. He's upset with how slow the market has gone. He wants more. And honestly, that's all well and good. That's normal for a manager to want those pieces for his puzzle. It's the fan base I'm now having issues with. You go on social media and everyone's backing up Tudor and his wishes for a bigger market. Well, guess what? They totally screwed us over and we have bills to pay. We need to sell before we buy. This is why Juve sold Weah. Juve need money. But why is it okay to back up Tudor and demand that he gets a better market while these same fans crucified Max when he was given essentially nothing? It's a double standard, and the fan base continues to exemplify their tribalism rather than objectively working together to come to a common goal, which is to say, wishing for whatever's best for the club at the moment. Anyways, fall in that category, look back, shake your head. It is a double standard. Max is the path. I get that. Let's move on, but let's be realistic with our situation right now, where Juve currently sits. Do they need pieces? Yes. Do they have money? No. Should Tudor get those pieces? He's not a really proven long-term coach yet, right? Do you do what you did with Motta and you throw all this money at it and then you get rid of him? Like him or hate him, we still do not know long-term if Tudor's staying or not. So let's just simmer a little bit. Yeah, you need some pieces, getting like a João Mario, whatever. We made money on that deal. That's fine. But in terms of getting the real big pieces, the situation just is, we don't have the fluid money. We don't have the money that works within financial fair play at the moment. That's not to say there's no money in the bank account, but within the game's restrictions, there is no fluid fund for that. Anyways, that's the situation. I just want to throw that little beef on the end, kind of spur a little bit of a discussion. And that's to say, Weah, are you happy that he's leaving? Did you want him to stay? Were you happy he came in the first place? And then just the sentiment with the transfer market with Tudor? Does he deserve more? Should he get more? I don't know, everyone. What do you think? Let us know in the comments below. Like, subscribe. Hopefully you enjoyed this one, and we'll catch you midweek. There's going to be more coming, so stay tuned. Catch you on the next one, guys. Take care.